Welcome back to Psychology 650. The purpose of this video is to take a look at the American Psychological Association format support materials, general paper requirements, university allowed exceptions, how to document a title page, how to incorporate headings into your papers, a good introductory paragraph, what the first page should look like, the use of transition sentences, and how to compose a good concluding paragraph. First of all, let's take a look at the university's APA writing style sample paper that they have provided and I have posted in the materials form. This is all you really need. You don't need to go out and buy an APA manual. The university example in this particular document is very good. I'll also have posted a previous student's paper that you can use to compare or determine how to use the actual format in a paper. The general requirements for all papers for this course, and anytime you use APA format, is to use black 12-point Times New Roman font. All lines are to be double-spaced. There's supposed to be a 1-inch margin on all sides of the paper, and use one space only after the period at the end of the sentence. The first line of each paragraph needs to be indented 5 to 7 spaces, and there needs to be page numbers in the upper right-hand corner of the header. As stated before, the university allows me certain exceptions when it comes to requirements for papers, and so again, we will not be using a running head or an abstract for any paper for this course. The title page needs to be composed and centered on the page, double-spaced, and positioned in the upper half of the page itself. Here's an example. You can see that the title of the assignment goes first, and please use the exact title of the assignment. Don't make up any or do any changes to the assignment title. Use the exact assignment title as it appears in the syllabus. Put your name, Psych 650, the date that you completed the paper or presented it, and then my name. That's all that needs to go on the first title page, in addition to the use of the numbering up in the header. The first page of the paper needs to be centered on the top of the page. The title of the paper needs to be centered at the top of the page. Please do not use the word introduction. APA format disallowed the use of the word introduction several years ago. Don't ask me why. They just don't like the use of the word introduction. So the title of the paper is not bolded. It's comprised of upper and lowercase words. Let's take a look at an example. So simply the title of the paper centered at the top of the first page of your paper, and then continues with the narrative of your introduction. And again, notice that the page number is up in the right-hand corner of the page. An introductory paragraph provides a short background on the subject, and in addition to that, previews each of the objectives of the paper. So what I need you to do is write a short background on the subject, something that gets the reader's attention, and then simply say the following paper is going to discuss these points. And you can use the objectives from the scoring rubric to document what your purpose of your paper is. It's perfectly fine. I'll be showing you some examples of that as we go through subsequent videos. Headings. Always begin a new point or an objective discussion with a level 1 heading. Level 1 headings are centered on the page, they're in bold, and they're comprised of upper and lowercase words. Here's an example. This is a heading from your very first paper, actually, and it says, a brief overview of how culture is a factor determining the expression of psychopathology. Notice that the whole thing is centered on the page, there's no period, and it's a mixture of uppercase and lowercase words, and it is in bold. A level 2 heading is used when you have 2 subpoints, at least 2 subpoints under a level 1 heading. They begin at the left margin, they're bolded, they're a mixture of upper and lowercase words, and you need to use a hard return and indent immediately after the level 2 heading. For example, this is a level 1 heading and demonstrates level 2 headings underneath from the Psych 545 course, the ethics course. So the heading, the level 1 heading states, the first 14 steps of the ethical decision-making process defined and applied to my selected scenario. Then there's an introductory paragraph that reads, the following discussion and analysis of the first 14 steps of the Canadian Psychological Association as applied to my above selected scenario is from the text for this course, and then I have the appropriately documented in-text reference using APA format. We'll get back to APA format in subsequent videos. Then comes the level 2 heading. You'll notice I have a level 2 heading here and a level 2 heading here. I have to have at least 2 level 2 headings under the level 1. If I only have one main point under a level 1 heading, then I do not use level 2 headings. So this level 2 heading states, step 1, state the question, dilemma, or concern as clearly as possible. Notice that it's in bold, that it is indented, it's all the way off to the, begins all the way off to the left, and there is no period. Then I describe that particular step, and I go into the next heading, which is step 2, anticipate who will be affected by the decision. Again, it starts at the left side of the page, it's a mixture of upper and lowercase letters, it's in bold, and there is no period. There's also level 3 headings, and again, you have to have at least 2 level 3 headings under a level 2 heading. If you only have one level 3 heading, then don't use headings. Level 3 headings are indented 5 to 7 spaces, they're bold, you capitalize only the first word. You do include a period, and you continue the text without a hard return. For example, here are 2 level 3 headings. You'll notice that they're bold, only the first word, letter of the first word is capitalized, and they're indented 5 to 7 spaces. So this one reads direct quotations with a period. There is no hard return. You begin immediately with your definition or what you want to discuss. Okay? The same thing with the second one. And again, you have to have at least 2 level 3 headings under the level 2 heading. Otherwise, you will not use the heading at all. You just go right straight into your narrative. Transition sentences. Transition sentences need to be used at the end of each main point discussion. They really help tie in what you just discussed with what you're about to discuss and helps the reader follow your logic and also to maintain interest. For example, this is an example of a transition sentence, and it reads thusly. This is why professional psychology has maintained professional standards to safeguard the client's right to consent and refusal. Included in this process is the importance of maintaining confidentiality, which we will explore next. So the writer is giving the reader a little summary of what we just discussed and introduces them to the next subject. A conclusion. Use the word conclusion as a level 1 heading, and they help to remind the reader of the importance of the material. In addition to that, they review each of the objectives of the paper. And again, it's okay to just simply say, this paper was about, and then list the objectives. So in review, we've talked about the American Psychological Association format support materials, general paper requirements, university allowed exceptions, talked a little bit about what a title page looks like, how to use level 1, level 2, and level 3 headings, as well as the introductory paragraph, the first page, the use of transition sentences, and conclusion. The next video covers APA references. Thank you.